All right, maybe you're from out of the state thinking of moving to Savannah, Georgia one day, or maybe Pooler, Georgia. But maybe you haven't heard of Rincon, Georgia, which is about 30 minutes away from Savannah. So today, I'm going to show you a few neighborhoods in this area, which is called Effingham County, right? Savannah, Georgia is Chatham County, and Rincon, Georgia is in Effingham County in Georgia. First, let me show you a drone footage of Highway 21 where we have the Walmart, Kroger, Starbucks, a bunch of other things. And it's very close to this first community that we're about to see, which is called Lost Plantation. For some context, it will take you about 37 minutes driving from this community to River Street in downtown Savannah. Now, if you wanted to go to the beach, it will be about 58 minutes driving to go to Tybee Island, and then 22 minutes driving from here to the airport right there in Savannah. All right, so take a look at this drone footage that I took of this community while I share some facts with you about it. So talking about the age of houses, they were built anywhere from 1988 all the way to 2021. And as you probably noticed, it is on a golf course, and they do have an HOA, a homeowners association, and it is $465 a year. It gives you access to the playground, the tennis courts, the pool, the golf course, and they do have a restaurant as well for the homeowners. Now, according to the MLS, the lowest sale in the last 12 months was for $275,000, and the highest sale was $550,000. Now, that tells you that in this community, you're going to find smaller homes that are old, and you're going to find bigger homes that are almost new. So obviously, it depends on whatever you're looking for. But before you move here, know that this community has a little bit of everything. Now, how does that compare to the rest of Rincon? Just so you know, right now, 2023, I'm recording this on December, the price median in Rincon, Georgia is $323,000. Okay, so that is a little bit lower than Richmond Hill, Georgia, and also Savannah and Pooler, Georgia. Another common question is this community on a flood zone or not? Well, it is not on a flood zone, which is good news. If you were to need flood insurance, though, for whatever reason, it would have to be anywhere from $800 or more, depending on the size and the location of the home. By the way, I want you to pay close attention to the distance between the houses. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you look at houses in Savannah and Pooler, houses are super close to each other, smaller lots, a lot of cookie cutter, brand new homes, copy and paste communities. Basically, they all look the same. And here it is a lot different. You have a lot bigger lots, right? You have a lot more space between neighbors. It's quieter. And of course, you don't have as many things as in Savannah, but you can just drive 30 minutes and get there. Now, if you know for sure that you want to stay away from Savannah about 35 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, I would suggest you to check out Springfield, Georgia, Guyton, Georgia, Ellaville, Georgia, Midway, Georgia, or possibly Hinesville, Georgia. Now, let's go over something very important to a lot of people, which is the schools. Guys, Effingham County in Georgia basically has one of the best school districts of the whole state, just so you know. You can go to this website, greatschools.org, and do your research on it. I'm not going to go over all the details of every single school, but just so you know, the schools are very popular and extremely good. Real quick, if you're from out of the state and maybe you're not too familiar with this area, you don't know how to compare Savannah versus Rincon, or maybe versus Richmond Hill, Georgia, or Pooler, Georgia, send me a text message or an email, right? Whatever you prefer, and ask me for the out of the state home buyer's guide, okay? That will help you know what the difference is, how much home you can get in different areas, what's going on with the local market over here, and things like that. So do that and let's go. All right, welcome to the second community of this video, which is Stonewalk, and it's basically down the street from the first one that you just saw. So the age of the houses here is anywhere from 2004 all the way to 2010, and this one is not on a flood zone either, and the price median as of right now is $311,000. So I wanted to give you a real example of a very common question, which is how much are property taxes here in Rincon, Georgia? Well, let me give you a point of reference. So one of the houses that sold for $334,000 right here, they paid in 2022 $2,176 on property taxes, just so you know. So that gives you a better idea. The home was $334,000 and they pay $2,176 on property taxes. And here's the pool of this community. This one is also on an HOA. According to the MLS, it's about $360 a year, but that can always change. So do your research every time you're purchasing a home. Do your due diligence on the HOA, because I'm telling you guys, every single community, if you pull up the HOA of different homeowners, they are telling you, basically the home buyers, different numbers, right? Some of them said 360, some of them said 380, some homeowners said it's 390. So always do your research when it comes to the HOA, okay? All right, moving on to the third community out of 5 for today's video, guys. This one is Dasher's Landing, and it is basically right across the street from the school here in Rincon. By the way, I forgot to do some drone footage, so let me show you a bird's view map of the community. There you have it. And now let's talk about some of the facts about this community. So the houses were built anywhere from 2007 all the way to 2023, and they of course have amenities, and they also have an HOA. The HOA is $600 a year, and you get access just to the pool and the playground. And just to answer a basic question, this one is also not in a flood zone, and it is not on septic tanks. I saw one of the comments asking if these communities have a septic tank. This one has public water and sewer, all right? If you notice, a lot of the houses have brick, which is something that you don't see as much in Pooler and in Port Wentworth. For some reason, the only community with a bunch of brick in Pooler is Savannah Quarters, but that is basically a higher end community that maybe the average price is about $500, and a nice one would be about $7,000 even to $800,000 in Pooler. On this one though, I checked the MLS, which is a platform that realtors use to sell houses, and the highest sale on this one so far was $565,000. By the way, since I'm already talking about prices, let me give you some context on how the prices are different in different areas. For example, Richmond Hill, which is in Bryan County, it is one of the preferred areas, but it is more expensive than Pooler and more expensive than Savannah, all right? Now, what would be the area where you can get the most home for your money? Well, that area is not Savannah, it's not Pooler, it's not Tybee Island, it's not Rincon, it's not Richmond Hill. It is Midway in Hinesville, but it is for a reason. They're further away from Savannah, so it's about 45 minutes to an hour away from Savannah. All right, now moving on to Rain Dance, which is the second to last community of today's video, guys. This one is a brand new construction community, okay? Right there in the background, you have an elementary school and a middle school right here in Rincon. And since I'm already talking about new construction, let me tell you this. Any new construction for sale in this area, if you buy it through me, I will give you $1,500 towards closing costs. And for those of you guys that care, this one is a 10-minute drive from here to the hospital. And it's also a 10-minute drive from the first communities that we saw at the beginning. So if you remember the drone footage of the pretty much the main road with the Walmart, the supermarkets, and a bunch of traffic, this one is about 10 minutes away from that. So on this one, guys, the price median for now is $310,000, and the highest sale was $444,000, which was actually a 6-bedroom home right there on 149 Lillian Street right here in this community. And also, this one is not on a flood zone, but they do have an HOA of $500 a year. Now, something that is not, I would say, I mean, it's not negative, but it's not extremely positive either, is the vinyl siding, right? This one looks a little bit more cookie cutter, a little bit more copy and paste compared to the other ones. And I've shown it before to other clients, and they don't prefer this one compared to the ones that have brick, like the last one that it is actually right next to this one and you're about to see. Welcome to Ramsey Landing right here in Rincon, the very last community that we're going to see today. Guys, so there is some story behind this community. It was supposed to be a high-end luxury community back in 2007 when they started, but the market crashed, so they have to settle for a little bit less than that. So just so you know, the homes were built anywhere from 2007 all the way to right now, which is 2023, and moving forward to 2024. And that home right here on the screen is pretty much how the homes were supposed to look like when they started, but that's not how it is. Now they look like this. Just so you know, the price median right now, it was about $460,000, and some of the new constructions are going right now for the mid 500s. So that gives you some context on that. There's a lot of new construction going on right now. So if you want like I said before, if you buy them through me, I will give you some incentives for closing costs or upgrade on top of whatever the builder gives you. Now, a few positive things about this community that a lot of people like is the following. As you notice, they're very separated from each other. They have big land lots. They go anywhere from half an acre to 0.8 acres, 0.9 acres, things like that. The houses are big, very peaceful, a lot of nature. The schools are down the street. And I mean, if you're looking for the same thing in Savannah or Pooler, not only the price will be a lot different. For example, in Savannah quarters, yes, you can find big homes like this, but you're going to have to pay like $3,000 on HOA fees and things like that. So this one, yes, you're more on a, you can call it the countryside, but it is very peaceful, lots of nature, and a lot of people love it. Now, guys, a good resource if you wanted to do some research on your own when it comes to like crime rate, the demographics of whatever area, go to neighborhoodscout.com. And this is not a sponsor. I'm just telling you, you can do it if you want to. Neighborhoodscout.com if you wanted to do some research on the crime, the demographics, and things like that on any community. Well, that's it, guys. You got my cell phone right there on the screen, my website, my email. Let me know if I can help you with anything regarding real estate in this area. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.